What's going on, guys? I'm back again today to talk about, you know what we're here to talk about. You've seen the title. That's why you clicked on this video, Ultimate Invasion. I've only got the first two issues here because, that was my stance on it was, look, I'm going to pay money for the first half. I'm going to buy the first two. And then after that, I'm going to give them a little bit of money. Show them, like, hey, there's interest in this. I'm interested. And then after that, I'm going to just kind of, like, wait for other people to read it and kind of spoil it online and see how it ends and see how it all turns out. And so I'll say this. I have read issues 3 and 4. And I know everything. I know all the spoilers and whatnot. Huge disappointment. Huge. We all knew what we were getting into here, right? It's a 4-issue series. 4 issues is not that long. 4 normal size comic books, maybe they might be a little bit bigger than normal size, but still 4 issues is not that long. So we all knew, or at least you should have known what this was. This is nothing other than just like a little spark to ignite the fire of the new Ultimate Comics line. That's all this was there to do. This in and of itself was not meant to be good. So if you read this and thought this was a piece of shit story, it was never meant to be a good story. It was just meant to get us from point A to point B. Point A being we do not have a line of Ultimate Comics. Point B is we now do have a line of Ultimate Comics. That's all this was designed to do. So I never went into this going like, oh man, I expect this to be some kind of like revolutionary story in and of itself. No, I didn't think it would be. I thought it would simply be a means to an end. It's just a way of getting a new Ultimate line of comics started. Does it do that job? Yes. However, if you watch my previous videos about Ultimate Invasion and the new line of Ultimate Marvel Comics, I make it very clear, and I think I speak for the majority of the fandom, and I especially feel that way after, like, I went up to my local comic shop, my comic and games and hobby shop, like last week, and I was talking to people up there about Ultimate Invasion. This was like almost a week after issue 4 came out. I was up there, and everyone seemed to agree with exactly what I had thought. Like, we all were of the same mindset, which was what made Ultimate Marvel great back in the day when they first did it was pretty much it still felt like traditional 616 Marvel. It was just, rather than it being started in 1962, it was a new iteration of that. Same, the characters were the same. Peter Parker, 15, bit by a spider. All right, like the Fantastic Four got their powers in a different way, and they were a little bit younger than what they had normally been, but still, like, the characters were the same. X-Men, dealing with the same kind of shit that the X-Men have always been about, like intolerance and prejudice and stuff like that, and trying to persuade the world that mutant kind is actually here. It's there's good and bad mutants. They're not all one way or the other. Like that, it was pretty much typical Marvel. It was pretty much in line with normal 616 mainstream universe Marvel. It was just set as having started in the year like 2000. All right, it was a modern retelling. That's all it was, just a retelling. It wasn't shaking it up. It wasn't trying something drastically new, innovative. It was just like, hey, let's do exactly what the fuck we did before, just now set it in the modern present day. And from what I could tell, talking to these guys at the comic book shop, that's what I wanted. That's what they wanted. That seems to be what everyone wanted. If we are going to do a new line of Ultimate Comics, we want almost to a goddamn T a complete redo of 616. Just set it in modern times. That's all. We don't want drastic ass flippy floppy changes. We don't. There's no need for it. Plus, I mentioned this in a previous video talking about DC Comics, and I had a buddy over to my house recently, and he saw my comic book and toy collection, and he kind of expressed desire of getting into reading comics. He wanted to read DC Comics. And I told him, I was like, man, I don't really know where to tell you to start, because it's so fucking long. And DC's nowhere near as long as Marvel. Like, DC has been going on DC's current continuity truly starts with Crisis on Infinite Earths in the mid 80s. That's long as it is. That's long enough as it is. Marvel's 616 true continuity starts in 1962. That's way too much backstory to be asking people to catch up on and invest themselves in. I've said this in many videos, and I'm going to start saying it in like damn near every video. Every 25 years of real time, you need to scrap every piece of lore and continuity that you have, write a big Secret Wars, Crisis on Infinite Earths type story, wrap all the shit you got going on up, tie it a nice little bow on it, and then throw it the fuck away and start over for a new generation. Start the story over. People that write comics, though, don't want to do that. It's something about like, oh, but we must respect what came before, and plus I don't want to be restricted in how I do my story. Fuck you. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about us, the consumers. At the end of the day, it's still a business. You got to make that money. You got to please us and sell to us. What we ended up getting, what this culminated in, it's not what we wanted. It's not what we wanted, all right? We're dealing now with an ultimate universe where the Hulk is some kind of like religious cult leader. The X-Men, God knows what the fuck's up with them. There is no traditional X-Men in this universe. In this the new Ultimate Universe that we're about to start reading about when it comes out in November, the new line of Ultimate Comics, it's so drastically different from 616, and that's not what we wanted. Spider-Man, it looks like Spider-Man is going to start being Spider-Man in his like as a middle-aged man. That's what it looks like, because we saw at the very end of issue number 1, the Maker, he prevented 15-year-old Peter Parker of this universe. He prevented the 15-year-old Peter Parker of this universe from getting bit by the spider when he was 15. So now it's going to be like he becomes Spider-Man in his during his mid-40s. I don't know. It's too much of a drastic departure from normal 616. We just wanted 616 redone from the beginning in modern times. That's all we wanted. That's it. That's all we wanted. People like to. This goes for most comic book creators, like writers, or not even just comic book writers. This goes for most writers in general when they're working on some kind of big, well-established franchise, whether it be Star Wars, DC, Marvel, doesn't matter. They often talk about like it's got to be different. It's got to be different. We got to offer something different. Okay, that's not necessarily true. What you have to offer is what people are asking for. If people are asking for something different, then you offer them something different and new. If they're not asking for different and new, shut the fuck up and do what they're asking you to do. It's easy. It's a no fucking brainer. I use this analogy all the time. It's like when you were little, right? Typically speaking, when you were little and like your birthday or Christmas, let's use Christmas as an example, all right? Well, it doesn't matter. Birthday or Christmas is coming up and your family or whatever is like, let's use birthday. Your family's like, what do you want for your birthday? Your mom and dad ask you, your aunts and uncles ask you, your grandparents ask you, what do you want for your birthday? And you tell them stuff you want. All right? Your birthday rolls around. Your family and friends are over at the house. You're having a birthday party or whatever. And there's presents. They're on a table somewhere or they're in front of the fireplace or some shit. And they're wrapped up in a box or a bag. You don't know what's in them, but you know what you fucking asked for. And you don't know for sure what's in the box, but when you were little and it was your birthday and you went to open your presents, you know deep down, once you tore the wrapping paper off or opened up the bag or whatever, you wanted what's in the box or the bag to be the thing you asked for. You didn't know for sure it was wrapped up in a box with wrapping paper or a bag or something. You didn't know for sure what was in there, but when you opened it up and it was exactly what you asked for, you knew you were happy. That was a good birthday. It was a good Christmas, right? I can remember like one Christmas off the top of my head where my parents got me and my brother something for Christmas that like we had not asked for. We didn't even think about it. Like it had never even crossed our minds to like ask for this. They got it for us and we ended up loving it. Like they did a roll that they also got us a bunch of other shit that we asked for, but the key present of that Christmas was they got us BB guns. Like we'd never even thought to ask for BB guns. We always thought our parents would say no, whatever. They got us BB guns, and we were kind of like, this is awesome. That's like a rare occurrence. Like whenever you do something like that, whenever you take a chance and you try to give people, hey, no one's asking for this thing, but I think they would really like it, so I'm going to take a chance and give it to them. You're rolling the dice. It could work out really well for you, but it could also work out really bad, because in a situation like this, where you're working for a company, you're working for a business, you're an employee, and you're taking a risk with this company's profits, whoo, shit, and it doesn't pan out, you end up looking like a dumb dickhead to your employers. Because you went to your employers and you said, I know what people want. I got it. I got that X factor. The thing that makes truly talented people truly talented. I got it. I'm in tune with what society wants. I know what people want. And then you did it, and it turned out you were wrong as fuck. Now you look like a dumbass. It was very easy, Hickman, to give us exactly what we wanted from a new Ultimate line, and you just did not fucking do it. Now, do I think people will read this new Ultimate Universe? Yeah, I think some people will give it a shot, as long as it's not like this comic book, Ultimate Invasion #1, was $9. That's tough. As long as it's not $9 a comic book, maybe people will give it a chance. There was nothing inherently bad about it. I want to make that very clear, that there was nothing inherently bad about Ultimate Invasion or the new Ultimate Universe that it's setting up. It's just, I do not at all think that it is what people wanted from a new Ultimate Universe. All right? It's not what we wanted. Now, Jonathan Hickman's probably sitting over there going like, oh, but what? Let me give it a chance. Maybe you'll end up liking it. No, fuck you. All right? If I walk into a restaurant and I order a particular thing off the menu, and then they bring me something completely different, and their excuse is like, well, the chef just felt like making this tonight. His inspiration, he got inspiration for this new dish that he wanted to try out, so he decided to make you this. It might look and smell fucking delicious, but I'm still going to raise the point of, excuse me, no, this is not what I asked for, this is not what I ordered, take it back, make me what I want, or I'm leaving here, you're not getting any of my money. Like, that's how this shit works. You are not in the arts industry, you are in the entertainment industry. It is a business. It's about giving the consumer the product, the good or service that they want to pay money for. That way you get the money, because if you don't get that money, then your ass doesn't get work. You look like a dumb fuck to your employer. That's how that goes. So, I'm torn. I'm torn as to how to react to this, because, like, the comic book guy in me is kind of saying, like, the comic book fan in me is being objective and is saying, you give the new Ultimate Universe a chance. Just because it's not what you asked for and not what you wanted doesn't mean you won't like it. And I know that's true, but the consumer who cares about his dollar and who adamantly believes that the market needs to meet the demands of the consumers is telling me, do not pay money for it if it's not what you wanted. If it's not what you wanted, do not pay money for it. Don't do it. So I don't know. I'm pretty damn sure that the way this is going to go for me is I am going to wait it out, just like I did with the last 2 issues of Ultimate Invasion. I'm going to wait it out, and I'm going to let other people check out Ultimate Universe, the new Ultimate line. I'm going to let them check it out first. I'm going to see what they say. Like, I don't know enough. All I know now is that it's not what I originally asked for. I don't know enough about what it actually is and what it's going to be to determine whether or not it's worth my money. All I know right now is this is not what I asked for, this is not what I wanted, therefore I should not spend money on it. So, yeah, that's the way it is for me these days. So, yeah, I'm doing a pretty spoiler-free review here, or at least I'm trying to. But like the general consensus, guys, is like if you were wanting an Ultimate Comics line, a new line of Ultimate Marvel Comics that is a drastic departure from normal 616 mainstream Marvel, then you are getting what you wanted, and you should definitely read the new Ultimate Comics when they come out. However, if you are like me and you basically wanted them to just redo 616 set in modern times, like from the like Spider-Man gets bit by the spider at age 15 in the year, like let's do some fucking quick math here. So it's 2023, right? Okay. I mean, shit, like, we don't even need to do math. If you were like me and you wanted a retelling of 616 mainstream Marvel set in modern times, like Peter Parker starts being Spider-Man in the year 2023, the Fantastic Four starts being the Fantastic Four in the year 2023, that's not what you're getting with the new Ultimate line of comics. It's not. It's not. So it's not just a retelling of 616. It's not a retelling of normal Marvel. It is something completely different. So if that sounds good to you, by all means, spend your money on it. But I'm very adamantly advocate for, guys, don't settle. Everyone out there, we all work really hard for our dollar. We all work really hard for our money. And in the world we're living in right now, where our hard-earned dollar is worth less and less and less, don't settle for something you didn't actually want. So that's essentially my review. Take it for what you will. If you like this video, please hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. If you want to help out the channel even more, check out some of my other videos and subscribe. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought about Ultimate Invasion and where you think this whole new Ultimate Universe is going to go with this new line of Ultimate Comics. Let me know down below in the comments. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys later.